Hello, Toby. Um, so I don't know. You didn't send me your project, so I don't know exactly at which stage are you now. But I believe you're doing well with the furniture and putting like doors and stuff. But if you don't, you just shoot me an email and we can have a look at it. And so, but from now, at the moment, I kind of can think of that one thing that you might be thinking about, which is how to create separate views for separate buildings or maybe separate areas. So that could be arranged very easily. Sorry for using this drawing, but that's the most advanced one, and I don't have. And I think I took out. Oh no, I have it here. So maybe I can turn it on. On hide category. So I can leave it there. So this is your platform here. I know some of the elements are missing, but it doesn't really matter now. It's just about showing how to use some tools. So let's say this is your one of the views you want to use because they're all one level, so you can actually just use it as one kind of unit with like building here, and building here. So they kind of just make one thing. So you can go to all the ground floors for those buildings here and that building here and those segments here and visitor center as well. They can be done by using this duplicate. So you go to platform, which is the ground floor of the buildings, and you go and duplicate it. Duplicate, and you can rename it as, let's say, factory ground floor. Okay, so that way you have the view ready for this section here. And as you remember, you can just turn on the cropping. So show me the cropping, turn on the cropping, and now let's go and crop it to the size we want it to be. So let's go that far, maybe somewhere here, and that way you have your view for printing the ground floor of the factory. Obviously, you want to make it as big as it needs to be with the platform and stuff. So, but that's the way to do it. If you want to go separately, so just like factory number one, factory number two, or whatever offices, you can make as many views as you want. So this is the way to approach it, and you have your name. So every time you go to your sheets, you go to sheets, you create new one, or you have one created, and you call it whatever, factory ground floor, and you can take this view and put it in there. It's a bit too big, so let's just change the. Let's change. Oh, 1 to 50 is a bit too big. 1 to 100. Go to the sheets. Open the sheets. Throw it in there. Still too big. 1 to 500, let's say. Now it should be okay. 500 is a bit too small, but you know what I mean. You have your view in here, and that's a bit too big, isn't it? You want to crop it here. Why is that? Maybe it's because of the section here. But you can add it here and make it sheet one for ground floor of the factory, and then you go back and see, okay, so what else do I have? I have accommodation. So you want to go and say, okay, so let's create a new one. Let's go to duplicate view, duplicate, and again just rename it to duplicate view. No, sorry, rename and accommodation ground floor, and that way you can crop it to the size you want it to be. And here's your, obviously, let's say this one, you probably don't want it. So as I did before, you can just go and hide the element. So that way, as well as probably those sections are not something you want, and I'll show you how to make sections as well in a second. So that will be that means you might just get rid of those east, north, south, and west sections because they don't really do much for you. Okay, so that's and so on. So this is the way to kind of create ground and second floor for and the floor plans for your buildings. And just continue on, and you have it in your view, so then you can put it on the sheet. Okay, so now let's focus on sections. So let's say if you want to build a section at any stage, if that's something you want to generate, let's say, because I have some furniture here, so let's use this guy. So I'll just go to view, and I have it already open, and you can go for section. And if you change, you have two different ways. You can have a wall section to show what the wall is built of, or you can go for building section just to see how the building looks like in a section. So you go and just slice it in here, and at the moment it's kind of looking at this wall, and we don't want that, so we can go and click on this to change to swap the direction we're looking at. So those two arrows here, they swap the direction. So at the moment you see this kind of going as far as the middle of the table. So let's see what's going to happen. So you can access this view by clicking here, double clicking on this bubble, yeah. Or you can go in here. There's a new kind of section, building section kind of tab, and you can go here and have a look at your section. So you can see you have your chairs and table, and if there was a window there, we probably wouldn't see it because I did not go as far as the wall. So if I click on this, if I want to edit that one, and there was a window here, let's maybe add a window just for that exercise. Oh no, window, and just add one in here. Okay, well, it doesn't matter, there's a small window, doesn't make sense to put it in here, but at the moment for the show. And you can't see it here, so if you go back to platform and click on the section and try to drag it here as far as the building's back wall, then go back to the section. Oops, no, go back to the section. Now you see the window. So this just it's called cropping box, and in here that is the cropping box, and you can crop the view as far as you want to see it. So if you do a section for a building that is higher than 1 story, so let's say this guy here, I think I put some floors in there, so hopefully we'll see them. So if I go to views and go to section and go through that building, let's say here, I went a bit too far actually. Let's go here, and this is very long. Let's go back. This is all we need. And if we go inside, double click, we have our section of all the building. So it goes from the top floor, middle floor, and ground floor. Also, you probably noticed all those levels here. I'm not sure if you might be able to hide them or something. Hide in view elements. Yeah, so in this view, you might just want, actually this one we want to leave obviously because that's about the visitor center. So let's go visitor, then we don't need this. I hold control now, I don't need this. I want to leave this, but I don't need this. So now I can click hide in view elements, and all those view elements are hidden, and only section of the building is shown. And then if you have your furniture, you'll see it here. And then so now you can use it again in your sheet. So if you create your sheet where you want to show the sections are, stuff like that, you can go and paste it here, just drag it, and you have your section. Okay. Okay, view scale. I wonder if I change it here so you don't have to go back and forth. Let's say 1 to 100. Yeah, so you can, instead of going back and forth to section view and change the scale in here, you can go and change it directly in on your sheet, which is handy enough. And you can go here and change to, let's say, 1 to 25. Not great, so you can just play around. 1 to 50 was most reasonable, and that's the way to do it. So if you could send me your project, we can, and send me any questions you might have, and send me questions how to achieve some stuff you might not know how to achieve it, and then I can send you those videos. And when it comes to the assignment 2, I just need to find a way how to print it, because I have the how do you call it, reports done. I just need to find a way to print it like into PDF and send it to you. But if you don't mind, I'll do it after I go back from that activity we have planned today. And so today evening, I should have it for you. So shoot me an email and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.